everybody, it's Debbie from the Inspiration Station. Thank you for joining me again today. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I am going to make a layout, a hybrid style layout. And what that means is I'm going to be physically scrapbooking, but I'm going to be using a lot of digital elements to do that. A couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or so, Tracy Reed Designs came out with this line called Bookish. And I originally got it because I had started a reading journal the first of the year. And all of the elements were bookish, were reading related. So they were, all these different type of images. I printed a lot of these out. There were digital cards, digital journaling cards here. And I loved the color palette. Now, Lisa over at Life and Layouts recently did a video where she compared the different types of cardstock, different brands of cardstock, and printed out digital elements and showed how different they could be based on the cardstock. And the cardstock does definitely make a difference. But I also found, in my case, that the printer that I used made a difference. I have two printers. I have one that's in my office. It's an HP OfficeJet. And then I have a Canon 4500 that's down in my craft area. And so I had printed out this whole collection twice, and I found a really big difference. So I'm going to hopefully show that to you. I don't know if it's going to show up well on camera. This is probably a good example of it. When I used the HP printer, I got much more saturated colors. You see how this rust color is really dark? When I used my Canon, you can see it really well with the glasses here. When I used my Canon, they were much softer, much more muted. I used the same paper. Now I think this was, this one, it's not as noticeable. Actually, it is noticeable on the green. You can see a big difference on the green of these two. So I recommend that you experiment with not only the type of cardstock you use, but if you have more than one printer, you may want to do that as well, because I found it made a big difference. Now, for one of the projects that I was working on, I really liked the more saturated colors. But I think for this layout that I'm going to do, I want to scrap this picture of my daughter and my granddaughter, which was taken Christmas Day, of them reading the book that I gave her. And then I printed out the Traveler's Notebook size papers, not all of them, but several of them from the Tracy Reed collection, because I really loved this color palette. And you can see that I printed out 6 or 7 of them, maybe 8. And I have no idea how I'm going to use this yet. I have not planned out my page at all, but I did go and match up the colors in this collection to my Color Vibe cardstock from Simple Stories, because I love that cardstock. It's a nice heavyweight. One side of it's kind of a distressed solid, and the other side is like a Swiss dot. But I didn't have the right shade of blue. They probably make it, I just don't have it in my collection. But I do have the old Bo Bunny double dot, which is a similar idea. It's very, very similar. This blue is a really nice match to the blue as it was printed on my printer. Like I said, it may be different depending on the printer or the ink or the cardstock, but that worked out really well. And then I had a couple of scraps here that I thought really kind of worked nicely with it. Because these are all so subdued, I thought maybe I could bring in something a little bit darker for contrast. Again, I don't know if I'm going to use them because I have not planned this out yet, but that's where I'm starting. So if you've never used digital elements, I'm just going to give you a really quick idea. In the case of this Tracy Reed collection, she had 12 by 12 paper, she had Traveler's Notebook papers, she had stickers, die cuts, she had a complete digital collection that included alphabets and things. I think I bought everything except maybe one of the journaling card sets. There was one set of cards that didn't speak to me. So I have almost the entire collection here. And what I did, because I knew I was going to be doing this particular photo, is I printed out, I took the digital kit and took the individual flower elements. And I put them, I did print and cut with my Cricut. And I made a mess of them. I made a whole bunch so that I would have plenty to play with. So I have this big old pile. Now, this is the benefit of having a digital collection. If I was using a store-bought collection, I would only get the florals that were in their embellishment pack, and I would have to buy multiple packs if I wanted to do a lot. I have a little bit of a plan in my head, and to get started, I matted my photo on this dark rust color because I want this to be the focus of the page. So I did do that with the darker color. Then I trimmed down my white cardstock. I'm going to border the white cardstock with the double dot blue. But before I do that, I always like to gut my cardstock, unless it's something that I have a ton of, like solid black cardstock. I have a ton, so I never bother with that one. but I'm not even sure if Bo Bunny's still making double dot anymore, so I'm not going to waste this. So I'm going to gut it. And I've had a video years ago on how to do this, and it's pretty simple. You do need to have a trimmer. You can't use a guillotine. You have to have one of these slide type trimmers. And I always go an inch, so an inch from the top and the side. So there's a ruler on here. I just go from 1 inch to 1 inch. This mark here that I drew is the 1 inch line. If I put it there, it's going to give me a 1 inch cut. So I don't have to keep looking every time. You'll see I have marks here. This one's kind of worn off, but there was a mark there. It just makes it a little easier. I can't see the markings on the ruler very well. I don't understand why manufacturers make markings on things like this so light. You know, a lot of us are advancing in our age and have trouble seeing things, so they really need to make things more contrasty and probably larger, because if I didn't have readers on right now, there's no way I could read those. But that's just me. So this is going to go on here. It's not going to matter that I cut that out. You're never going to see that. But that allows me to use this blue paper, which is what, 9 by 9, 10 by 10, on another layout, either to mat things or as, you know, part of a design element. So I'm going to save that. The next thing that I did was I sort of planned out that I want the papers to stagger like this. And I just use a repositionable adhesive to hold them in place. They're not stuck down permanently. They're not straight. But as I planned it out, I didn't want them shifting around. So I use this repositionable adhesive. It's from Scrapbook Adhesives. Now the dispenser that I'm using is the red one, which is what comes with permanent, but they sell the cartridges in permanent or repositionable. So I have one of each set up. And I love it because it gives me a chance to play with things, keep them from sliding around, but it doesn't lock me in, and I don't ruin things if I have to pick them up and move them. So this is the basis of what I'm going to do. I think on my photo I want to be in the lower right because of the way that they're looking. I mean, I could put it up higher too, but I think I want it down here. And I did want more of that heart paper showing. So this is a good reason why I should use the repositionable, because I really wanted more of that showing. So if I do that, then I have to bring the blue up a little bit. I did want that at the bottom. So I might have to add something else up there. This I really like, the floral element on there, but it's a lot wider than all the other pieces. So yeah, I might have to rethink that. Let me move this back to where I had it, because I like the width. It's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and I like that. So let's see where I go from here. I could move the photo over more, and that way I'll at least get that. The flower, I might have to just bury it and then use some of the elements that I cut out to build a new one. I don't know if I have that particular one, but I can build up that cluster and just layer it up, I guess. Oop, there goes all my flowers. So I think this is going to be the basic layout. I want to glue that down and see where that takes me. So I will do that off camera and I'll be right back. So I've got most of the papers stuck down. I decided though that I want more of this blue paper coming out up here. So I'm just going to cut this one in half. Sorry, I'm out of frame. I don't know that you need to see me cutting it in half, but just in case you wanted to, I'll try to move it in frame. So I'm going to stretch that. Let's see, because we don't want that gap showing. So it's got to go, maybe I'll put it there, put the photo here, then this can come down. Yeah, that'll work. So I just need to secure that down. So I'm going to put this part down first because I want to make sure that I get them lined up. Where did I want that? I want that to come out a little bit from the bottom. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I could have actually cut you know, like 2 smaller pieces and not wasted this, but I don't think I need another piece of it, so I think I'm still good with that. So the photo will end up going here, not quite down at the bottom. And I like the general layout of this. So there's a couple of things here that I like. I think I may end up using Book Lover as the title, and I'm going to trim that down because I don't want it to be quite that large. And I'm just eyeballing it. There's no special measurement there. And that it may come down here. I do like this that says every page I turn teaches me something I never knew, and I'm going to fussy cut that out. So actually that may end up down here, and then the title up here. We'll see. And I'm not going to stick the photo down. Well, I'll do it with the repositionable for now, just so it's not sliding around. But I may want to tuck things underneath it, so I don't want to make it a permanent placement. We'll just stick that there. So if that's going to end up, that'll have to be matted if I put it over this paper, because it's not enough of a contrast. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, so I need to fussy cut that out. How can I work this in? No, I don't like that. All right, let me go fussy cut this and come up with a plan for my embellishments. I did like this. I call it the reading rainbow because, you know, those of us that remember LeVar Burton and the reading rainbow, the book being open with the rainbow, that's just what it says to me. But I'm not sure how I'm going to fit that on the page. I don't know if I'll use it or not. We'll see. I also had this one here that says, let's get lost in a good book. So I definitely want to use that. And then, of course, all of the florals that I have. This is a cute little tab if I want to just, you know, add something here, maybe the date. And this is why I don't stick things down permanently, because I really have no clue what I'm doing. I've got this fussy cut out, and I think I want to round some corners. I rounded the corners on this because everything is so square, and it's a baby, and I think it needs to be a little softer. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But I've already stuck this down, so this could be a challenge. I'm just going to pull this up and hopefully not mess it up, because, you know, that would really be awful if I did. So far, so good. Probably shouldn't talk because it will probably not stay that way. But for now, oh, see, messed up that one. Didn't have it in all the way because I'm at a weird angle. I have to stand up because I can't see what I'm doing. And that one's just going to give me a hard time. So that one I'm going to have to pull off and do a little bit differently. Let's see what happens on this side. Oh, that one's good. So it just seems to be this corner that's giving me fits. There we go. That's a little better. It's a little jagged right there, but I'm good with it. So let's get this back lined up where I had it so it stays in frame. And I did put some adhesive on the back to try and keep it in place. So I think the title will end up over here because I want to see more of that heart paper. I moved this little yellow tab over here. I don't know if it's going to stay there, but I think I'm going to be making a really big cluster right here. Oh, I did want to put this on some foam. So I'm just going to trim that. This is just craft foam from the kids craft section. It's adhesive on one side, and I'll just put glue on the other. But for now, this will be fine. Rid of that. I apologize for all the cuts in the video. What you might notice as I do these videos, these process videos where I'm scrapbooking live, is that I change my mind a lot. And so if I ran the camera the whole time that I was working on a page, the video would be 2 hours long, and I don't think you want that. So I have to keep cutting and coming back. One of the things that I did here was I actually pulled this up and moved the blue paper down, because when I put this here where I had the blue paper before, it covered it up, because I do want to put like a cluster of flowers under here, and you couldn't see the blue. So I did pull this up and move it. The other thing that I did was I found a sticker sheet that I had, and this is from One Canoe 2, their willow line from a million years ago, I'm sure. See if there's a date on here. Nope, no date. It's got to be at least 8 or 9 years old. But anyway, I found the saying that says, find joy in the ordinary. And I really like the way that looks as opposed to the book lover. The book lover, it's just too plain. So I decided, no, we're not going to do that. So I found that sticker. I'm going to use that instead. And I'm going to have to re-glue everything that I have here. But I'm going to put the book here. I want to make a cluster here because I want to cover up that wrapping paper. We don't need to see that mess. So we're going to put that there, and maybe another one, you know, just to build it up a little bit. Again, when I'm working, I change my mind a lot, and so I do keep turning off the camera, and I apologize if it's jumpy that way. I just don't know any other way to do it. That's just who I am. I think I have it figured out. So I'm going to glue stuff down. I did pop this sticker up. Got some foam back there. I'm going to stick that down and make this cluster, put all the flowers around it. I found a use for my little reading rainbow. I put that down, and I'm just going to cover the center where that mess is showing through. And then I have a few more flowers, put some greenery here. This tag came from the same sticker sheet as the title, and unfortunately it's glossy, and glossy is really hard to either stamp or write on, and I had wanted to stamp the date, but it wasn't working. I had tested it on some of the backing paper, you know, the negative space around the stickers, and the ink just kept wiping off. I didn't have any stays on, so I ended up using a photo signature pen for that to get that down. And I am going to stick that right back here. I like that little corner thing. And start gluing all of these down. I'm going to use liquid glue just because it's easier on these little pieces than to try and use my my ATG. So I think I'm just going to stick those down. This one could use the ATG because it's big enough. Okay, which way did I have it? I had it going this way, right? No, maybe not. This way? Oh, no, I can't get it back under there? Really? I'm telling you, doing these things live is just not my forte. Right, pull that up a little bit. Okay, that'll go there. This guy's already stuck down, but we're going to move him because I don't like where he is. And do I want to pop him? I think I do. Where's my foam tape? Okay. A little bit of foam tape for him. Pop that up. I have this here because I want to carry that floral over so that it's not this harsh edge of the book. Stick that down. So that brings the color through all of these colors. Move that down a little bit. I have a glue dot here to put my my bow on, my tag. I'm just going to stick the glue dot down and then put the bow on it. Let's go this way. Okay, so that gives a little bit of fiber there. This one I've got some foam on the back of already. I think I stuck that down. That one's down. So what do you think? Is it coming together well? I actually really like it, as frustrated as I've gotten with it, but that's just my process. It takes me a long time to get things done. And like I said, I change my mind a lot. So I may have to stick to recording and then doing voiceovers. I don't like doing voiceovers, but sometimes it's necessary because you just can't, you know, you can't let the camera run for 2 hours while you do a page. At least I can't. I would be very bored with it if I was the viewer, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to bore you. Let's see, I think we need another one here because I don't like the way that dark is coming through there. What color should we use? Another blue? Yeah, we'll stick a blue in there. Okay, now we just have this part up here. I'm going to actually leave everything right where it is because I won't get it back. You know how that goes. So I'm just going to do one piece at a time. Take it slow. Oh, this was actually on sticker paper. So we can just peel that off. Wipe off my glue. Some of these I did put on sticker paper when I was creating them. Mainly because I was going to use them in my reading journal and I didn't want to have to fool around with the adhesive and everything. So that'll go like that. I can stick this one down. I'm going to tuck that in under, so hopefully I didn't put the foam in the way. What are you guys working on these days? For us, it is the dead of winter here. I'm in New England and it is cold. The feels like temperature is currently -5 according to my phone, which doesn't make me happy. Oh, see, I did get it in the way. All right, we'll get some glue on this and then I'll pry that up. Those of you who are in the Southern Hemisphere and enjoying summer, that's wonderful. You might be in a southern US state where it's a little warmer, although this year you've gotten some cold down there too. Is everything stuck? Did I get everything on there? Let's see. Yep, everything's on there. Good. Now, I did go through some of my stash and I found some enamel dots. So I think this color green will work well, and so will this this yellow. So I will put a yellow one in the center of that flower. I also had this one. I don't know where these came from, but normally I wouldn't use this. I don't even know what you call it. It's kind of a flesh color, but I'm going to stick that on there because it actually works. So I'm going to stick that heart there. Why is this sticking up? I'm going to have to glue that a little bit better, I think. Oh, that's the one that had foam on it. That's why. Okay. Yellow down here, I think. Yeah, I'll just stick that there. Up here, I had the one yellow, but I think I want to use some green up here. Maybe. I never use these big ones, so I really would like to try and use that up. I'll just tuck it under there a little bit. I struggle with these things. I don't know why I even bother. I keep hoping they're going to get easier to figure out, but they just never look right to me. I don't get it. Everybody else's look good. Why are mine so difficult? I think I just have a block that I can't put enamel dots on things. Yeah. Put it down here. Sure, we'll put it in the middle of that flower. Why not? I think I want a littler one up there too, though. I want two little ones. Okay. Is there anything else? I think I was going to stick this in somewhere. Let's see. I'll get my little spatula to lift this up. The foam up a little bit. Why is it when you want things to stick, they don't? But when you want to pull them up, they hang on for dear life. All right, so I have my 3 clusters. I only have words in 2 places. I think I want 3 places, and I did see this Enjoy the Moment sticker was on that same sticker sheet. So I'm going to stick this maybe down here. I want to be able to read it, so I can't really tuck it under. And I don't want to cover up the book. So I'm going to trim a little bit off this end. And put it right along there. I think I need to trim this end too because it just looks a little too long to me. Here we go. Enjoy this moment. All right. There. I think I'm happy with it. I need to go and glue down some of these pieces that are popped up because I pulled them off so many times. That's Janet Madison calls that the bend test, and I definitely need to go and glue those things down some more. But other than that, I think it's done. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment below. I look forward to reading those, and if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. One of the easiest ways that you can support a creator on YouTube is to like, comment, and share, or subscribe to the videos. It really makes a difference. I am just over 1,200 subscribers right now. I would love to get to 1,500. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. So you guys go, have a great day, enjoy your crafting, and I will see you in the next video.